Hi everyone and happy Monday. We have this very pretty floral sort of circle design today. This is from Rooms of Wonder and I have got a brand new pack of pencils and I thought I would try them out. Now this isn't really a pencil review because I've already done one for this brand. These are the Brutfuner Metallic Pencils. I've done one for this brand for the 12 set on the page in Rooms of Wonder actually, where I tried them out, but I'm actually unboxing this right now. I haven't I've just undone the little tape that's holding it together. So it is a sort of brand new unboxing sort of thing really, but it's beyond me how to open it, sorry. I now have to pull that flap out, but I can't do it, hold on. I got there. I thought I would just stop the camera for a minute and then we open here. So yeah, it's hard to get into the box, that's my first thought. I'm doing it upside down, maybe if I open, I don't know if it will make a difference. We have, let me see, yeah. There's an immediate smell that I've noticed. Wow. They look completely different to the pencils, I think, that I've got already. With regards to, the ones I've got already are black on the black barrels and they've got no names. So this is really interesting. So I will be interested in finding out if any of them actually match up to the ones I've got already. That one's popped out. There we go. They sit quite nicely in here. And they sort of slot in. So anyway, let's try them all out on this page. I think that would be really fun. I'm trying to decide where to start. Let me zoom in. And let's have a think. Oh, that's a bit too close, isn't it? There we go. Okay, let's start with the lighter ones. Whoops. The sort of golds and yellows and things. And then we'll move on to the darker ones with the greens and things after. So I'm gonna just try and take them out. It's quite tricky to take them out actually. This is called Primrose Yellow. Now it sounds quite light colour, but you know it's a metallic, so I'm not sure how it's going to look. Now metallic pencils aren't always hugely shiny. Now I've got my blind shut today because the sun is coming in so brightly, so it might be really difficult to even show you shine, but I can actually see a fair bit of shine on that, which is quite impressive. So yeah, that's our Primrose Yellow. I'm not going to put that one back in because once you've got one out it's easier to get the rest out, just due to the way it's designed. This one is called Maze. Okay, so I'm expecting this to be a bit browner and darker. I'm going to go for yellow flower middles. Let's just hit the stereotype. I'm thinking this one is similar enough. So if you were doing this with a regular pencil, which most of you will be, what I would do is layer it up around the edge a little bit more than the centre. That one's quite shiny too. I'm not going to show you everyone, you're going to get bored watching me tip it round. I'm not going to put them back in the tray. This is Mimosa. Okay, Mimosa in Castle Arts. Oh, those two I think should have been done with the Maze. Sorry, I'm going back to my Maze to do these two. So if you're using a regular pencil, then you can use your palest yellow here, next deepest yellow here. This one is slightly orangey maybe, I'm not sure. I'm going to do it here. I can't really guess, but still yellowy I think, maybe slightly brownish, beigeish. I can do all of this one too. It's not going to be very well planned. We're just trying out and enjoy myself. Hopefully you will be happy to join me. This one is called a Bone Brown. Ah, we're on to browns. Okay, that's a good name, isn't it? Bone Brown. I don't know if bones aren't brown. Anyway, it's quite a bronzy look I think. As I say, it's really dark in here, so I'm struggling. to see quite what's happening, but they go on quite thick, which I rather like. They're not sticky though. I've got a set of metallic pencils which when you layer them up, they go sticky. I don't like that. This is called Topaz. What should we do with this? I'm just looking at what we've got coming up towards the end with regards to greys and things. I think I will do, let's do some leaves, just a few, and maybe these. Now, it's quite hard to shade or to, you know, do different heavier and lighter layers of colour on such a small leaf. So I'm not really doing that here. I'm just blocking it in. These are quite good though. The other ones that I've got, which as I say look totally different, which is interesting. They do that. So if you put down a heavier layer, you can get a darker colour. I think it can very much depend on the colour, but with different sets of pencils, sometimes certain colours you can do that with. Like yellows, it's very difficult. If you layer it up more, it doesn't go darker, but with a black it would, you know, so it's colour dependent as well. Let's do another. I'm just looking, actually got a lot of greens. I won't worry about doing more leaves with that. This one is called Sun Orange. It still looks quite brownish to me. I'm wondering whether do I do a flower with it or do I do... I've got so many colours to test. I'm going to do this set of leaves here. Oh, it is very orangey. Never mind. I'll have to do some orange leaves at the bottom as well to balance it maybe. I'm not sure. That's a lovely orange. I've never had a proper metallic orange. Normally they're a bit dull, but that one looks pretty good. Actually, the Castle Metallics do have quite a good orange, saying that. Is it dragons? Something? I can't remember now. A vibrant orange. Now I'm going to do that for these leaves. As I said, oh, I'm out of shot, sorry. Because I need to balance it with the oranges up there. Or else it's going to look a little bit odd if we have oranges. I can't see a huge difference between the two oranges. There is a bit. So it's now I need to remember to try and do some blending with these. I don't always remember to show you blending when I do my videos. It's of course really important. Now we have moved on to Baked Apple. I love that name. Yum. Right, this one and this one I'm going to do in this. It's quite tricky because we've got these little, I want to say stamen, but I don't think that's the right word. I don't know, maybe it is. Seed pods. That is a very pretty colour. Now, where did I get these pencils from? I got these from AliExpress. Now, I don't normally buy things from AliExpress because I hear stuff about fakes, which this could very well be. I don't know whether they are. I would have no way of knowing. I hear stuff about things not arriving and things like that. So, but I had this 12 set of these, of course, and I really wanted more. I love them. And I saw this was the only place I could find them. I will have a hunt and put in the description links to where you can get these. As I say, this was the only place, but I may be able to find them elsewhere now. So my husband said, look, they're less than £20 for 50 pencils. Let's just take the risk and get them and see what they're like. So that's what he did. So he bought them for me. He has spoilt me. He also bought me the full set of Tombow erosion pencils, which the review's coming out. I'm trying to think, yeah, it'll come out soon. I'm not sure when. He's bought me the Rooms of Wonders postcards as well. We're flip through and colouring coming soon for that. And a few other bits and bobs, so he really spoilt me. But that was nice. So, and a few other people have been spoiling me too, so I've got new books and things to show you. I like that a lot. They are really, I'm sure they're a bit more shiny than other metallics, but as I say, with my blind shut, it's really difficult to compare. This is called Ketchup. Metallic Ketchup. Now that's a new one to me. I think we'll balance the red and do a little bit up here. These, although I did the centres the same, they're all different, so I'm just going to do this little one. We have got a lot of colours to test. So as 50, as I said, well, I showed you at the beginning. This is fairly similar. It's a bit darker, isn't it? I'm trying to use the same sort of pressure so that you can sort of compare them, but it's not that easy, particularly with this this getting in my way. Okay, next one is Sugar Almond. I wonder what colour that is. I've got no idea. I am going to go for, hang on. Yeah, it's quite brownish. I'm going to go for some leaves. I'm thinking up here. Let's do these. They might look a bit pinkish. I really can't see what colour that is. It was weird. I was swatching some pencils. Yeah, I know. I was swatching some pencils the other day. And I couldn't work out what a particular colour was. I looked and looked, I showed it to my husband, he couldn't work it out either. Now he does painting, he is colourblind though, but he can usually work out pencils, and we couldn't work it out. This one's called Monk's Robe. Now I'm not sure if this is a sort of maroon or not, but I need a balance leaf over here. I'm thinking I might do this, no, this one here. So yeah, we couldn't tell, it sounds really odd, whether it was pink or brown. Now that's quite, it seems like, well surely you could tell the difference, but no, we couldn't work out pink or brown, don't know. Anyway, I can't remember what the colour was. Oof, I can't get this one out, there we go. This is called Dull Gold, but it looks quite reddish to me. Where should we go? Oh look, we haven't done some flower centres. That one looks like it should be the same as those two. So I'm just going to do that one quickly with the primrose yellow, which was what we used right at the beginning. Because I think it matches those. And also I think those should be that colour, which was the baked apple. Sorry, I know I'm disrupting things. I really want to get on to the next colour, but if I don't do this now, I'll completely forget what I used. My aim is not to look back through my video and try and work out what colour I used. My aim is to get it done and get on and enjoy my colours. Right, so Dull Gold. I was going to do the centres of those two with this. That's right. I can't work out what colour that is. I think it's a sort of bronzy colour almost. Maybe. Oh. Now this one is called a Vineyard Wine, so I'm thinking this might be quite reddish, and we've got red here and here, so let's balance it and put some red over here. This one actually looks the same as this one, the way it's drawn, but we'll use this colour. Let's just hold the book, make sure you can still see what I'm doing. Now I'm going to have an interesting play with my 12 Brutfuners later and see whether they actually, any of them are the same as these colours, because I'm not sure that they didn't have names on, or whether they're just they're black on the barrel, so I don't know. That's a very intense colour, isn't it? Nice. Now this is called Red Violet. Okay, that doesn't need any guessing, does it? So we've got red. I think we'll go back over here maybe and do a few, maybe this big one. That's quite close to that though. This one. and indecisive much. Oh, excited and indecisive at the same time. I've been waiting to do this because I've been excited about opening these, but I've had other videos to make, and then I thought I've got to do this one for Monday. What can I do? And I thought, hey, I can combine my unboxing and my planner page, and then I don't have to do the planner one and rush it. This is called Andorra. I'm going to do these little ones here and rush it because I want to get on and test these, but I know I need to get the planner one done or else it won't be edited in time for Monday. So I thought, I'll kill two birds with one stone. I think I've done that before. I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm struggling to get them out of the tray again. Oh, you would laugh if you could see me. Baton Rouge, probably best you can't. We've got two reds there. We've only got one batch there. We've got a couple there, so we really need one here. Wondering about these. Although it's really tempting to do these in a sort of bluey purple because they look like bluebells. So maybe I'll just do this one. It seems so vibrant, this one. So it's catching the light and I can see how shiny it is. I know some people really dislike metallic pencils and I can quite understand why, to be honest. Although I like them a lot, they often don't have this shine that we would hope for. You know, if you have a shiny pen, like a gel pen or a chrome marker, the shine on those is just so much better than you can get on a pencil, which can mean you can get disappointed. This is rose brown. I'm going to go over here and do these, I think. But I know what to expect, and I just like the colours are so different to what you would get in a standard set, and they can just make a picture look really unique, you know. So I use them in Rooms of Wonder for the steampunk pages because they, you know, they're supposed to be metallic. Whew, that was an effort. Wild Aster, that sounds pretty. I'm going up here. So yes, I use them for the steampunk pages, and they look really, I think they look really different and fun and pretty at the same time. And I was able to do some, I'll show you on this. So what you can do is you can layer it up here and then layer it here and then leave a gap as if you would if it was a normal pencil, and you can create the illusion of shine as well as it being shiny, and it can look even more metallic. I'm not interested in doing that today, but if you look at my review video of the 12 pencils, which I was sent by Grabe to try out, you can see how I did that and sort of gave an impression of shine. That is a beautiful colour. I'm not usually a fan of purpley pinks that much, but wow, so intense. We've got a bright violet next. Oh, I've missed one. Oh, why didn't you tell me? What colour was it? Rose brown? Yes. Woohoo! So I'm going to use the bright violet to do this one. So yes, so anyway, so you have to know if you're thinking of buying any metallic pencils, whether you're going for these Brutfuners, whether you're going for Derwent does some, whether you're using the Castle Arts as well, that they aren't going to be like a liquid metal, you know, there's not it, but you can create your own shine. You know how you can make metallics from normal pencils, normal colour pencils, not the metallics. You can make them look gold and silver. You can try that effect too with these, and it works really well. This is called Phlox. I think I'm going to do these two. I'm going to try to do that one a little bit darker, I think, than the bit on the top. Just to, yeah, I like that. These are nice and soft. They're nice and vibrant. They're easy to apply to the paper, which is all good. They don't feel too hard. Orchid Mist, but bear in mind that I like hard pencils. So, should I do that one? There's just one left up here, and I've got all the reds. Yeah, let's do this colour. So yeah, bear in mind that I'm a fan of hard pencils like Polly's, and these feel softer than those to me. I have no other Brutfuners, so I have no idea how they might compare with the regular Brutfuners. I know there are square ones and round ones, and you can get hundreds in a pack. And yeah. Now, something I have noticed about these compared to Castle Arts. With Castle Arts, when I colour with any of theirs, usually the reds more than any, sometimes I get a bit of an inconsistent colour, and there's a bit of almost grey running through it, as if maybe it isn't properly mixed, or maybe because it's metallic, it's got something in it that's making it look a bit strange. So I can't always get a really even colour, which, you know, I think it can add something to the picture if that's the case, but you know, if that's not what you want, then it can be a bit annoying. But I haven't noticed that with these, either these or my 12 set. So that's interesting, and I think definitely a positive. And I'm liking the colours so far. Oh, what have we got next? We have got Concord Grape. I think I'm going to go for this tiny little floral bunch down here. I think we are going to run out of colours, out of space to colour, but we can, I'll think of something. There we go, that's, oh. This is the Chive Blossom. That's an interesting name. We'll go over here. We've got a little tiny one here, and we haven't actually done the centre. That, I think it's quite similar to the other one, but I'm not going to complain about having lots of violet-y type colours because I like them. This is called Pansy, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. I'm thinking here. And our last of the sort of purples is called Grape Kiss, and we will use it, these two, I think. Now I'm going to try something before I move on to the next tray. This is the first tray of colours. I'm going to try blending two together, because if I don't, I'm going to forget. We're going to do it on a separate page, because piece of paper, because if I do it on here it's going to look really weird because I haven't blended anything. So I'm going to get my book. I'm going to find the darkest, I think this was the darkest purple, which was the Grape Kiss, I think. This, as I say, the light's rubbish, it's hard for me to tell. I'm just pushing some back into the case so that I can keep them in order. We'll use the Wild Aster. And what we'll do is we'll do a sort of swatch, which is probably not the darkest. You can see how soft it is by the amount of bits coming off it here. There we are. And then we'll do this one, the Wild Aster. I usually start a bit far away like that. And we'll fade it in. It's probably better to do blue and red really, but never mind. This is just a rough notebook. When I say rough book, I mean it's like scrap paper. It's quite thick paper actually. I think they're mixing quite well. They're just layering up really. There we go. Let me just pop those back in the tray and hold it up for you to see. Look how shiny. I'll hold it away from the shine so you can see how they've mixed. Right, I'm just going to pop these back into the tray. Oh, that's my elbow. Luckily, my elbows do never hurt when I bash them unless I catch my funny bone, but I didn't, so that was lucky. So these sort of snap back into the tray, which although is a little bit difficult to do and get them out, it means they're nice and safe. They can't fall about anywhere. And if I drop the tray on the floor, the pencils would all still stay in it, I think. I'm not going to try it, don't worry. But there we go. I just want to keep the order at the moment so that I know which ones I've done and which ones I haven't. So I'll put that one away. And here's the other tray. I'll just show you the tray. So this one goes from green to blue with some gold, and I think these might be blacks, but we'll find out. Okay, so we've got green, so we'll start doing our greenery. I'm just going to start here. This is called Deep Teal, by the way. I didn't show you the name, but I should really have sharpened them before doing this fine work, but I'm lazy. Actually, I will sharpen it because we need to know if they sharpen well, but actually I'm basically just grazing the end to bring it to a point. My other ones have sharpened up really well, but these just seem completely different. I'm going to go and get them before I finish the video to show you the difference. But it's quite interesting how very different they are. I've got another set of metallic pencils. Well, my husband's got a set that I sometimes pinch, and they are really creamy, I would say, but to the point where it's a bit too much, you know. This is called Basford. I'm going down here, just checking you can see. I'm going to try and make them a bit darker at the bottom of the leaf so that I can fade it towards the tip a bit. Yeah, these aren't quite so creamy and splodgy as those, which I much prefer. I have to say, I'm going to leave them out of the tray. It's easier to get the next one out if there isn't one next to it. This is Shaded Spruce. Where should we go? Let's do a few of these bits up here. That's nice colour. It's quite bluish, I think, this one. I think I'll do these ones down here as well. I think there's so much green going on that we're going to have to use the same colour through. Yeah, I'm going to keep going. I think this colour goes quite well with the purpley, violety colour, whatever it was called. Can't remember. I think, was it the something violet, this one? Don't know. There we go. It's quite bluey, isn't it? I said that already, I know. Right, juniper. Let's go down to here. Let's do these with the juniper. I'm going to ignore those little lines. oh, we'll do these, we've done these the same, so we'll do the leaves the same as well. The sun is so bright now, it keeps coming in and out all the time. I don't know whether it's noticeable or not to you guys through the blind, but when it comes out, it shines out of the side of the blind and lets me be able to see a bit better. And then when it goes in so suddenly, I can't see anything, which is fun. There we go. Our next one is Morning Dove. Oh, that sounds sad. We haven't done that flower. I suppose we haven't got our blues yet. We'll get some blues. Oh, this looks really quite grey to my eyes. It's sort of like a sage, grey green, or a what's it called in polychromos? Earth green, I think it's called. But that's nice. Good to have a sort of different types because they go with different colours. There we go. Oops. Now we've got a bayberry. There's bayberry in oh, my phone's ringing. Right, where were we? Had we coloured with this one yet, the bayberry, or not? Can't remember. Let's just do this. There was no one there. Well, by the time I found the phone, which had got lost down the sofa, they'd gone, and I wondered if it was my husband, and so I phoned him, and it wasn't. So that was yeah, that was exciting. I thought it might have been my mum. This is called bluegrass. Now, I've never seen bluegrass. I assume they're referring to the musical style rather than actual bluegrass. But I did, while I was next door on the phone, I picked up the other Brutfuner Metallic Pencils that I have to so I could compare. So we'll have a look at those in a bit. So this is Viridian Green. Let's go down here. I'm just trying to sort of be random but not random. I don't know if that makes any sense. What I mean is I'm trying to spread the colours around the page in a random order, but you have to plan it or else it isn't random. There's no such thing as truly random. You can't generate, did you know computers can't generate a random number? They're not capable. You have to just give them a list to pick from, apparently. Anyway, I'm pretending I know something about computers, I don't really. Right, Irish green. Sounds nice, doesn't it? Ah, I started colouring that, did I? Oh, never mind. It's going to be Irish green now. Wow, that goes well with that colour, doesn't it? Don't those two go together well? I think so, anyway. So I hope everyone's doing okay. I'm trying to think if I've got any news to share. I'm recording this and it's Friday because I have to get it done and edited before Monday. Sometimes I get a few weeks ahead, but I haven't this week. I've had a couple of days off. On Wednesday, on Sunday we had a family get together, it was lovely. And on Wednesday we went to our local wetland, which were members of the Wetlands Trust. This is ceramic. So we don't have to pay to get in. We just go along with our membership card. The children were in college all day. I say children, the 17-year-old boys were in college all day. So my husband took the day off and we went on our own. They haven't got the time to come out with us at the moment while they're revising. This is Bud Green. I like the look of this one, which is a shame, but we'll take them out with us if they want to come. once their exams were over. So we went on a weekday and they didn't mind as long as we took some photos for them, which we absolutely did. Oh, now we have kiwi. So we took photos of the baby grey lag geese, which were very cute, and they were sort of yellow and brown, fluffy. There were some baby coots. Now coots are just black with white marking on their beak. Now this is macaw green. It's our last. It doesn't look very green to me, but it's the last green. What I'm going to do is run back through the greens in a minute and do. This looks gold to me, but hey. Run back through the greens and do another item in each green so that we get all the greenery done in green. If you all the leaves and stems done in green is what I'm trying to say. That is definitely, to me, looks gold, but maybe it's slightly greeny. As I say, I'll just hit my head on the tripod. It's all going well today. Right, let's go back through. So I'm grabbing the kiwi and I'm going to do these. I might do several bits with each colour. I might go up here, do this bit as well. Yeah, so we went there and we had a nice walk, looked in the various hides, and we went, there's in the kingfisher hide, there was chaps with really long lenses on their cameras trying to photograph the kingfishers. We were remarking how lucky we are, and I've got the bud green because we live by the canal. We see kingfishers, I wouldn't say on a regular basis, but a few times a year. So we don't have to sit in a hide for 3 hours with a camera hoping we might just get a little glimpse. So I said we were feeling lucky. I sat there for about 3 minutes and got bored, especially as in that particular place, if you did see a kingfisher, it would be much further away. You would just see a dot, whereas we can see them quite close up if we're lucky. If you go along the canal at a time when it's quiet, this is the ceramic, and there's not many dogs, or if they are, they're quiet dogs, because obviously dogs could be a bit scary if they're barking, they frighten the birds. But so if you go along at the right time of day, you can see them. So it's rather, we just feel so lucky where we live. It's quite amazing actually, because we moved from a house that was close to a canal path and we had no idea that there was one here when we bought the house. Irish green. Our neighbours are like, how did you not know? And we're like, just didn't know, because it's a huge selling point for the houses, but we just didn't really think about it. And we didn't really read the seller's leaflet. In those days you got a piece of paper with the details of the house on. These days it's all online, of course. We didn't really have time to read it because we weren't living in this town, we were living in quite far away, and we decided to move to this town because it was sort of part of the way between, well, it wasn't actually, but it's much closer to our parents. Both sets of parents were, everyone was around then. My husband has lost his mother since, but anyway, we were close to parents, and we'd been having to commute Viridian Green to see them quite a lot, and so we had been thinking about moving closer. So we wanted to buy a house where we were living was close to London and just too expensive. And my husband had a job where he was working from home quite a lot, and one day a week in London, but this town was on the train line to London, so he could just hop on a train. So it worked out really well. So we bought it. We came here and visited various different properties all in one day and viewed them. We had a call. We'd set up all these viewings, and we had a call the day before saying there's this one place has just come back on the market, and we think it would suit you. that is that, isn't it? But I wonder what colour it is. I'm going to try this. Oh, it'll be one that I sharpened, won't it? That's the one I sharpened. So we just added it to the end of the day. We tagged it on because the buyers had just dropped out and the sellers had somewhere to go. They were really desperate to move. So we visited all the other places, and none of them were really that suitable. And then we came here and it was perfect. So my husband wanted to put an offer in immediately, but I said no, let's just sleep on it. You know, we're going to be taking on a house. You know, this is Bayberry. It's a big commitment. Let's sleep on it. But he didn't change his mind, of course, and I was happy to wake up and go, yep. So we put the offer in the next day, and he was scared it would go quickly because he liked it so much. So this is the Morning Dove. I'm just going to sharpen it to do some of these. I'm going to do these little stems. So anyway, yes, so we didn't bother waiting to see the kingfisher. I kept bored so quickly sitting in hides. We went in various hides and sat in and looked out and just looked at the view for a bit. Because we don't have binoculars, you can't really see much because they look so far away. But there are a lot of birds that actually live on the what do they call it, reserve, which you can get much closer to. So those were the ones we were looking at. But there weren't that many babies yet. It's a little bit early in the year. So we'll be going back. They've got a trail coming up, which my husband is so excited about. It's a Quentin Blake trail. So he has produced, I'm just trying to work out what's going on with that leaf. I think it should be like that, but I'm not entirely sure. He has produced some sort of drawings for a trail that goes around the place. So that's very exciting, and my husband's desperate to go. It doesn't start until actually the day this goes out it will start, and you can grab a collectible leaflet with his illustrations in, which is fun. And so yeah, we'll be doing that, but I don't know when we'll go back because of the children, they really aren't children anymore, because of their revision, but we'll see. The reason I like to be here when they're revising is, firstly, I like to be able to get them a drink or something if they need it and just look after them, but also they get a bit distracted, and one of them's asked me if I can help him stay. I've stopped telling you what colours I'm using. I've just realised that. I don't know if this is deep teal. Have I done them all? Yeah, so they get distracted, and I like to just make sure that my one son's asked me to make sure he doesn't get distracted. So I'm here to help. I feel like it's no hassle for me. Yes, I don't go out so much as maybe I would, but I will get to. This is called Belgian Block, and to me it looks silver. So I'm going to do this outside piece here. And I can sit in colour while I'm keeping an eye on him. So that's all them. So I'm quite happy. It just slightly changes my recording schedule. It means I have to record when they're not here, and they're going to be on revision leave soon. That's going to be a bit tricky, but I'll find a way, even if I have to cut down to just one video a day for a bit or something. But obviously they come first. I know it sounds rude, it sounds like I'm putting them before you, and well, I am, aren't I? But you know, family first, always in my head. I've got a very good friend and she's the same. So occasionally we've had to cancel plans because of family things have come up, and we're both completely understanding that family always comes first for us in our families. So that's I think that's part of why we're such good friends. We sort of come from the same idea, but also we don't agree on everything, but we never argue. So if we disagree on something, we just change the subject. Field blue. Now I've got 1, 2, 3 only left to colour, and this centre part. I'm going to do a few of these at the bottom, and then I'm going to change the colour as we go up. I think it's the only way. So there's a couple in that colour, and then oops, oh, pencils behave. Then I'll move to the next one. This is classic blue. Now this is quite realistic in a sense, because flowers sometimes do change colour as you go up the plant. These are hard to get out. Enamel blue. That sounds pretty. Oh, it is. I'm going to do 3 with this, because that one's sort of overlapping there. And then those last 2 in my next blue, which is Harbour blue. That sounds like it's going to be a greeny blue. Not so keen on that one. But hey, now we've got River blue. Whoops, and I'm going to do this one with this colour. And then we'll do this one in different blues as well. And then it'll sort of balance it as well, won't it? Excuse me. Now I'm trying to think about the colours that I've got in my other set of these, of Brutfuner Metallics, which ones they match up to, and I honestly don't think they do. I don't think they're the same colours at all, but I will have a play in a minute on camera so you can have a look too. Bluebird, and compare them, because you might have one or the other of these sets and might be curious. That one's very splodgy. I'm going to do these 3 all the same, I think, just because they're all together. It's a little bit easier. Deep Lagoon, good name. Ooh. Bijou Blue, another good name. Getting darker, aren't we, as we go towards the top, which I think would be right. Our last blue, whoops, is Regatta. I've just drawn on there, never mind. Oh, and I smudged that because I rubbed it with my hand. Oops. Rather than using my brush, which is right here. So there are those. And now we've got these 2 left. We've got Sycamore and Jet Set. I'm going to use the Sycamore for these seeds on here. I think I'm going to sharpen it. I'm going to just scribble it on here so we can see what colour it is, because it's such a small space. I thought it might be brown, but I think that's greyish. Oh, something just fell on the floor behind me. How very strange. Never mind. I'm getting very excited as well today, because it's Friday and it's Eurovision final tomorrow. Now you would already know the result by Monday when this goes out, but it's I like Eurovision. It's good fun. I know some people really don't, but it's definitely my thing. Jet Set. I'm just going to get my brush and clean off some of this mess. There we go. Sorry. Big bang. Jet Set. Yes, so I'm getting excited about that. It's always fun. It's weird because I'm not really into music. I don't watch X Factor or Britain's Got Talent or any The Voice or any singing shows anymore. And I don't follow the charts. I don't listen to music very much. I like singing, but I don't, I tend to like songs from the musicals, that sort of music is what I like singing. Or my husband's funny because he was in a choir at his school, and I was as well, and he always assumes that I would like choral singing, i.e. church, like choir boys or things like that. I really dislike it. I like songs from the shows, and that was the sort of thing we did when I was in my choir. We didn't do traditional choral music. We just did sort of fun things, you know. So it's very different sort of music that I like. But Eurovision, I find it's just fun. Everyone gets so excited that's taking part, and you get to see, because the songs are all from different countries. For those of you in America, you've probably never heard of Eurovision. Those in you in Australia will have done, I should suspect, and those of you in Europe. It is a song contest between countries in Europe. So every year, various countries, not every country, submit a person a song for the competition. And most of the countries taking part are from Europe. It has been slightly expanded. Australia take part, and they aren't from Europe, but Australia love the competition. And on the anniversary show, was it the 50th? I can't remember. Australia were allowed to take part just for fun, and it went down so well that they just were allowed to take part every year. I think one year they didn't qualify. There were semi-finals because there's a missing one there, isn't there? Because the amount of countries that enter keeps growing. I'm trying to guess which colour that is. Because the amount of countries that keep there's just too many to show in one night. I think this year there's 26 in the final, which is makes it quite a long show. It usually goes on till well after midnight, starting at 8 o'clock. So it's quite long, because every country has to do their song, which has to be under 3 minutes long, and they perform it live. And you can have no more than 6 people on the stage. It used to be that apparently you could only have 1 or 2 people, but now you can have larger groups if you want to. I think that's that. I'm trying to work out if that would be, I think there'd be a little bit in there. There we go. So I finished that. I'm going to turn it to the light for you to see. Look how shiny that is. Okay, and we're going to have a look at, this is the 12 box that I've got. I'm just going to move that aside a minute. So let's bring this back in and open this 12 box so I can show you. It opens in the same very awkward way that I find. I've broken the box because I find it so hard to open. I have to get a pencil case or something, but these are the ones that come, you can see they're black wood, which is really different. And look at the colours. Now this colour here, I don't think we had a colour like that. It's really pale. We didn't have one that pale, look. We just didn't have one like it. So these are different. And there's one like this. Which we didn't have one like either. So these are different, and these say on them metallic coloured pencil Brutfuner, but there's no name or number or anything, and as I say, it's blackwood. So they're completely different to these, and I also think they're a bit drier. Let me feel. No, I don't know though. We're getting this sort of debris like we were on these. No, I think these are definitely a bit more blendy, a bit more smushy. You know, the official, let's get it right. Blendy isn't the official word, smushy is. So there we are. So I am very happy. Whoop. I've had to put a piece of tape along the edge of my desk because the desk is near the wall. and there's a tiny gap that a pencil can fall down, and I've taped it so that my pencils can't fall down the side of the desk, because the desk has, the side of the desk is a long flat piece and you can't get your hand down to get things out. Anyway, I'm waffling. Here is my finished picture. I'm going to try something daring. I'd quite like the idea of putting some dots on some of the flowers with a white pen, but we might find we get a bit of bleed through. Sometimes these bright colours will bleed. I think I'll just do it on the middles, which won't because they're yellow. Did we do them all in the end? Yeah, I think so. But when I swatch pencils, oops, I went out the line there. I tend to check, put a white dot on each one and check for bleed through, because sometimes the pinks and things, this one does really badly. I'll show you, because I see that one. Let's see. Oh yeah, look, you can see there. Look how neon it's gone, and on that one. So I test for that, because unless I want a pink dot, which I usually want a white dot. So and I do have some white that it doesn't bleed into, so I have to use that instead. But anyway, there is my quite multicoloured picture. I enjoyed that, but testing new pencils is always going to be good, isn't it? But I'm going to finish now. So as I say, you can't really compare the two sets of pencils. They're really different. I thought the 50 set here would just be like the big brother of those, but they really are completely different. So that's really interesting. But what is good is these are better, in my opinion. Anyway, so that's good. So I'm going to go away and do some more playing with my new pencils. Have a really lovely Monday. Thank you for watching and happy colouring.